I pretty much stopped relying on pen and paper to write stuff down. Having a computer at home and then having a smartphone everywhere else, it kind of made writing seem impractical. And I was blind to the utility of writing things down. But a few months ago, while I was trying to write something, I noticed my handwriting looks really bad. And I was absolutely crushed by that fact. So the next day, I went into the nearest store, bought some supplies, and promised myself to write more often. And to remind myself to stay committed, I strategically planted pens and notebooks all over the place. A pair for my desk, a pair for my car, a pair for my backpack, and so on. I even considered to have a pair for the bathroom, but that felt a little excessive. As soon as I started writing again, the first thing that I noticed was that recalling what I wrote felt a lot easier and more natural. I think it's because what I type is stored by the computer and I don't feel the need to store it in my memory. My brain disregards it as soon as I finish typing. Also, writing forces me to slow down and really think about what I'm trying to say. That really helps to flesh out the ideas and keep things organized. I remember when I was in school, I used to struggle with memorizing things. And one of my teachers used to tell me, if you understand something well enough, you never have to memorize it. Because once you understand how something works and you can explain it in your own words, then you don't have to remember the textbook definition for it to make sense. I hope that makes sense. This simple exercise was a game changer for me. It completely changed my perspective on learning new things. Writing is not just physical either, it's also a mental exercise. The sound of a pen scratching on paper, the muscle memory of forming words and sentences, constantly repeating ideas in your head, visualizing images and tying them to the pages, all of it adds up, creating a profound experience, which is also easier to remember. Writing also improves your ability to think. It forces you to bring clarity to your thoughts and gives it structure. It also encourages you to be more precise with your words, and it pushes you to be more intentional. If you feel like you have problems with overthinking, writing is a good way to bring order to the chaos. The internal conflicts that you struggle with inside your head might become more objectively clear if you externalize them. Writing helps you calm down and deal with it systematically. So here's the big question. How do you integrate writing into your routine? Buy small notebooks. It doesn't have to be expensive, and you shouldn't spend too much time looking for the perfect one. In fact, you should start with cheap ones. Buy different colors, different sizes, and different materials. And after you try a few of them, you'll probably find one that you really like. I like these spiral notebooks because they're easy to fold, easier to tear off pages, and I can keep a pen inside the spiral. Which reminds me, don't forget to buy pens. Because if you want maximum effectiveness, you have to keep notebooks in multiple locations, and you have to keep a pen with each one. This removes any friction that might potentially cause you to avoid writing. You don't have to write a lot. What's more important is to build the habit first. So whether it's a single paragraph or even a single sentence, if you get a chance to write, pick up that pen and write. And don't worry about being ultra precise at first. Sometimes perfectionism gets in the way of progress. Look at it as a part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. Even if you can manage 5 minutes a day for it, eventually it will become your new normal. And after a while, you don't even have to think about it. Whenever something interesting comes to your mind, you'll notice your hand reaching for the pen. And very soon, you'll start to notice a lot of unexpected developments. You'll find that you're better at planning. You'll feel more confident in making decisions. Creative work will feel more intentional, and you'll definitely feel more present and focused when you need to concentrate. At some point, you'll develop a unique and personal way of processing thoughts and ideas. It will become impossible for you to imagine a life without pen and paper. I'm not trying to say that you have to stop typing altogether, but I'm trying to encourage you to write more often. Because we live in a time where everybody's used to speed and convenience. And I feel like sometimes we fail to appreciate the slower and quieter parts of existence. Just because something can be done digitally, we ignore the depth of doing it physically. The light of technology is so bright that it can be blinding. And for that exact reason, we can't let it stop the stars from shining through.